as we wait for our lovely episode of the day to get ready to be published on YouTube, we're going to have one on our TikTok, and on YouTube you get a short version. We won't be talking about the same stuff, but it's still about love life, and that's because our lovely Lionsgate portal and our lion has the roar. It's all about love. So for one, when you believe in yourself, the 5D mystics know all about this. The ones of us who are divine feminines, we know that we get to move beyond any of that which takes place within a community, because when you know what unconditional love means, it's because you know what love actually is in and of itself. That's because you have no unresolved trauma that you are harboring. You have the capacity to use your ventral vagal state to be a person who is authentic, and so to speak, in each other's faces, and therefore to tap into more of the infinite potential of you and of relationships that are part of the fate, that is your destiny, that is, use your human name, please. So you're not healing because somebody else makes you heal, but we get to take a leap of faith every time we are building secure connections and secure attachment relationships. And that's because we know life doesn't hit us hard in the way of a teenager. I know when I was a teenager, I navigated the limbic system. And as I got older, once I got out of by the time I was out of my adolescent brain, so the executive decision-making function areas of our brain for the woman, they finished established by the age of 25. And in fact, that was around the age 26, 27. One is when my clairs, they became active. And then when I was beginning to notice about how I didn't have to go from left to right with my emotions, those ocean of emotions. So you know and learn how to nurture, in fact, yourself with the lovely Three of Swords, but we don't suffer the divine feminines because we don't use our temporal junction. We don't use the left mode to say you're right, they're wrong. We use our left and our right to process, witness, and then welcome the emotions. And then as you process, witness, and welcome, it's called, I have a window welcome to my long-term decisions, and I'm going to invest these pentacles in nurturing into being all that I am as Maria, for me, your host, and all that you are for you. Use your name. And we know, thank you, Sadhguru, that the most precious thing is life itself, and we don't wait to our deathbed. So for me, by the time I was 16, I already knew what I wanted to do when I grew up, and I'm doing it. Between my lovely online entrepreneurship with marketing and the content creation for personal development, I'm doing it and have been since, well, the blog is where I was able to begin sharing the spiritual self-help and personal development after I started research with the inner growth mindset and psychology and sociology. Existentialism is the basics and foundation. And then I continued my education and I got attachment trauma informed. I became a Reiki master, tarot card reader, and Akashic record reader. Those I got to be self-taught because as a divine feminine and having a channel that is open, it was easy. The individuals who I found out had a harder time, we're going to put that to the side, but I know why. And let's get back to our main topic, which is, again, so emotions. When you process them, it's because you have a window of welcome to the right mode of your brain. So what comes up from your body, you don't suppress it. You don't go doing the fucking, the drinking, the drugging, orgies, any of torture chamber, none of that. Okay, so you don't do any of that when you get sad or angry, when you get surprised, disgusted, happy, or there's other fear. Okay, so our 6 basic human emotions, you actively have this thing called healthy self-worth, and you're reliant on your sense of self-worth and self-love, and you do know your solo self, because otherwise you're not on that spirituality journey. Solo self lives a life of meaning and connection beyond only me. So I have a herd. I take into account my herd. Okay, so people who need therapy to get here, that's a whole different story. They get to go therapy and then they come over here for nurturing relationships. Okay, so we nurture all as divine feminines in the absence of constraining as this rabbi describes, that masculine needs to be contained and limited. That's inaccurate from the masculines that I've seen, because they have their own feminines, and that's because they have their inner child and they're an adult. They know how to be like a Terry Real, functional adults. Okay, so the energy we have masculine, feminine, divine, divine. I use those words for different reasons, but essentially any human being out there who has healthy self-worth will know that love is easy, and it's kind, and it's compassionate. And so we speak to each other in our faces. Doesn't mean that we don't have splinters or ruptures, but we don't consider them splinters or ruptures. But what we do have are debates, heated ones, not heated ones, and that doesn't mean you don't come back. Okay, so with that being said, for the polyamory community, come on over. As I was sharing with one of my friends, I said, being a polyamory person and in the solo poly with mysticism, it's not something that got quote unquote easier, but it's something that isn't harder either. I shared, because we were chit-chatting about, when you welcome who you are completely, you are going to present who you are to the people, the person, the partners. Okay, so potential partners will know who you are, not later on, because any person who is, whether a divine feminine or divine masculine, again, a functional adult, doesn't matter your age, you're not going to be saying, I don't want to have the capacity to explore more relationships. It's more of, you want to, again, invest in a way that is long-term, because not because the heartbreak made you do it. No, you are a nurturer of yourself, you see? So you know how to nurture all of you tangibly. You don't wait till you get to hit rock bottom to figure it out. That's the people who don't grow up with healthy self-worth. As a teen, it was easy. I got healthy self-worth taught to me. I got my mom, I got her to tell me how life works, and it wasn't hard to figure it out. And then Jesus and God kept me on the path, and here we go. Okay, so any of you can be here just as easily. The ones who have a challenge, they get good therapy, and then they're not challenged anymore. And they know that they want to invest these pentacles, not with people who are going to bring heartbreak, but that heartbreak can happen because, again, we can have different attachment expectations. So you take a leap of faith. If something happens where we don't want the same thing, we will be able to talk about it like people who are part of a community of individuals who have this. Okay, so I can authentically speak to you from my ventral vagal state because I have healthy self-worth. And the power of community is the fact that I tell you, hey, guess what? I and you, we're not similar, so we're not growing in harmony. I don't see that we can make this our future. It's not our fate to be together because we're not feeling expressed in our maximum potential. And that's where it's not hard for any person who has healthy sense of self-worth to do. The people who have a hard time being their authentic self, what I've noticed they do when there's breakups is simply do the generalized thinking that women and men out there, it's harder to love, Maria. It's harder to be, it's harder to trust. Nope. No harder anything. When we meet people of our oversoul, we expand. Again, a divine feminine nurtures. We don't contain you. That sounds like you're a prisoner of someone. We don't give you a, what's it called? A meaning. You are meaningful. Your contribution, use your human name. You're beautiful the way you are. That's the meaning I'm going to say. You're beautiful. Bring yourself and all of that, which is your interests. You bring my mood, your mood. We'll talk about it. We will be able to continue to raise each other. There's no boxing gloves. Okay, so at IHP, we heal trauma one relationship at a time, one person at a time, because we're safe havens, secure bases. And the 5D mystic, our clairs expand, our oversoul expands, and we don't have saga or drama. We have face-to-face conversations, and we get to go through all of it, because that's what dealing with uncertainty, unwanted, unexpected is. But it's with a safe haven where we don't have laundry. No, we are going to laugh together, because that's why life is too short to not laugh. We have plenty of people that need the laughter and the life that the Dalai Lama shares, some of us can give. And at IHP, we share love and laughter. Why not? Safe haven, secure base. People have secure attachment. That's when you know love. And that's when you're going to offer that to people and you grow long-term relationships, romantic and not, polyamory, monoamory. They're all lifelong partners independently from moods. We share love and we're all our inner child. Tune in.